Although it is difficult to take people back to the moon, it is not impossible. We can transport people, but the logistical challenge of keeping them there is a very different thing. However, we have two of the components necessary to make this work: power from the sun, and the minerals on the moon itself. Scientists and researchers are already busy working on this in laboratories.
Loss of wetland habitat threatens dragonfly populations around the world. Dragonflies are represented in human culture on artifacts such as pottery, rock paintings, and art jewelry. They are used in traditional medicine in Japan and China, and caught for food in Indonesia. They are symbols of courage, strength, and happiness in Japan, but seen as sinister in European folklore.
Water wheels have been used for hundreds of years for industrial power. Their main shortcoming is size, which limits the flow rate and head that can be harnessed. The migration from water wheels to modern turbines took about 100 years. Development occurred during the Industrial Revolution, using scientific principles and methods.
Housing fulfills the basic needs that people have for security, privacy, and shelter. While the adequacy of housing is an important component of individual well-being, housing also has great impact on the nation's economy, with its influence on investment levels, interest rates, building activity, and employment.
Avalanche, rapidly descending large mass of snow, ice, soil, rock, or mixtures of these materials, sliding or falling in response to the force of gravity. Avalanches, which are natural forms of erosion and often seasonal, are usually classified by their content such as a debris or snow avalanche.
Stakeholder acceptance and use of analytics depends on their trust in the data. End users and executives don't always think about the behind-the-scenes work and preparation that went into a dashboard. But they do have an intuitive grasp of and even an emotional connection to accurate data, making obviously inaccurate data a real challenge to overcome.
Networking is easy and fun because it taps into this human predilection to talk about ourselves when asked. Consider successful networking as little more than the process of guiding a person to tell you about his life, what he's doing, the company that employs him, and his current industry.
Did you know that your small intestine is nearly 6 meters long? Or that there are about 60 muscles in your face, and you use 40 of them to frown but only 20 to smile? How about the fact that our bodies consist of 73% water, and that our hearts beat over 100,000 times each day? You really are amazing.
My very first film was about a town that disappeared, says documentarian John Paget. It was the beginning of a lifelong fascination with cities and towns across the U.S. that experienced slow-motion declines but managed to stage a comeback after an era of demise.
Dolphins, whales and porpoises are all social animals, but some species are more sociable than others. This depends on the environment because a species adopts the lifestyle most suitable for this. Among dolphins, forming groups makes it easier for them to find food, reproduce and gain knowledge. They are safer, too, because dolphins can communicate danger when there are threats around.
The first thing that the government should do is to widen the roads with immediate effect, and that can definitely reduce the problems drastically. Another area that the authorities can look into is to engage a big company to construct roads that can last for a longer period of time. It would definitely reduce the constant repairs on roads.
Women and girls with autism spectrum disorder often don't display the behaviors people typically associate with neurodivergence, greatly impacting when, how, and if they are diagnosed. Autism acceptance advocate Kate Kale makes the case for more research into this gender discrepancy.
Before you settle on writing as a career, there are some questions you might want to ask yourself. For example, have you considered why you want to be a writer? Perhaps the lifestyle seems romantic and glamorous. Maybe this is a dream you've had ever since you were young, and one you've not let go of.
When we recycle, used materials are converted into new products, reducing the need to consume natural resources. If used materials are not recycled, new products are made by extracting fresh, raw material from the earth, through mining and forestry. Recycling helps conserve important raw materials and protects natural habits for the future.
The magical term opal stone has been adopted by an environmental protection organization and is more likely to be accepted in this context than as an authoritative cultural artifact. The term is also used as a metaphor for anything that is vital to withdrawing a difficult problem, according to the Global Genome Project.
In 2005, donor countries agreed on an accord to harmonize their practices. Since then, aid officials have complained that too little has changed worth the ground. Conferences of donors in developing countries still tend to be dominated by a small group of North European governments, with the U.S. often absent.
Until now, Mars has been generally considered a geologically dead planet. An international team of researchers led by ETH Zurich now reports that seismic signals indicate volcanism still plays an active role in shaping the Martian surface.
A study of nearly 2,000 children found that those who reported playing video games for 3 hours per day or more performed better on cognitive skills tests involving impulse control and working memory compared to children who had never played video games.
Air pollution reduced when U.S. embassies around the world installed monitors and tweeted the readings. The resulting reductions in air pollution levels had large health benefits for residents in these cities, speaking to the potential efficacy of other monitoring and information interventions.
Vitamin D deficiency linked to premature death. Over a 14-year follow-up period, researchers found that the risk for death significantly decreased with increased vitamin D concentrations, with the strongest effects seen among those with severe deficiencies.